identifying areas of feedback by the supervisor when reading drafts. Again, this is for you to interpret, and what I would suggest, I'm going to talk about this in a moment actually, is for you almost to come up and rewrite these as a faculty. You know, what would you expect from your students? I don't know how the MSc works, but for my students I say that if they send me something in, expect, if it's undergraduate, expect 2-week turnaround. If postgraduate, maybe a week, I'll try to do it quicker. But it depends on the time, depends on when the assignment's due in.
The engineers have to have some mandatory meetings.
Mandatory meetings, but I think this one for when can they expect, because I have lots of students that will send me an email at 9 o'clock at night.
They're also there.
Yeah, they'll send me an email at 9 o'clock at night, and then at 9 o'clock in the morning they'll say, "You've not replied to me yet, Jim." And I'll think, well, I only came last night. So, and sometimes it might be that I'm online at 9 o'clock at night, and sometimes I might do it as soon as it drops in. I might be watching TV and I'll have my laptop out and I'll do it. But normally I would say to them a week. So for example, if a student emailed me on Friday this week, well, I'm in India. I'm not going to pick it up. So I usually say it's going to be at least a week, if not 2 weeks sometimes, just so they know as a maximum amount, I suppose. If you do it quicker, that's fine, it's great for them, but it's their expectation. Making their own decisions on whether to follow the advice or not. I think there are times when it might be, for example, the student wants to use a questionnaire, they want to use an interview technique, and you might advise them to say, I would use an interview technique here. And they might say, I really want to use this questionnaire tool. And that's up to them. You know, at the end of the day, it's their dissertation. I think there'll be other points where you might stress your advice more to say, if you do this, you'd be in danger of failing, and that would be fine. But it is their project. Okay? And it's very, as academics, it's very hard for us to stay unbiased. I had a project, when you go to the project and you see what students are going to do, and it's very hard for me, I don't know about yourselves, but almost to take that project and say, oh, you could do this, because that's what I would do. And sometimes I have to step back and say, no, what's right for the student? Yeah, they need to work out what they want to do. Yeah, making sure they're writing their own work, there's no copying, and send, I said this right at the beginning, sending in good drafts. Make sure what they're sending to you is to their okay. That's what we expect from them. What would they expect from us? Allocated hours to be spent on a student's work. So again, if you're setting out, let's say for every dissertation, 8 hours worth of supervising times 10 hours, that's up to you. Response to queries and emails within 1 working week at Staffordshire. If you're happy with the week, then stick with the week. If not, then amend it, shorten it, extend it, up to you. Specialist academic advice, for example, we do, for our MA, we do a couple of things here. Hello, please come in. The first one that we do is we would identify the areas of study the students are going to do their research in. Okay. The second one is that we would create research communities for those students. Not in every award, but for many of them. One of the ways that we create those communities is we would put them in groups, and we would then put those groups on a discussion board. So we'd have a discussion board on, say, leadership, a discussion board. So anyone, they might be doing lots of different stuff, but anyone that's doing something about leadership or strategy, they could all be doing lots of different things, but anything in that kind of area, we would give them a discussion board on the internet, on whatever, but we do it on a VLE. You could do it in person as well, so you could say your study group is going to meet for 1 hour in the library on these days. Anything on student resources, it might be something like international, wherever people choose to go, so we create this learning community. What that does for us as the tutors is quite useful. One, it means that the students can help each other. Find a good piece of article that they can bounce ideas on, but it also means that we can allocate the best supervisor for the students. So anything that comes and has a leaning towards electronic learning, anything which is E-based usually comes to me because I have quite a flavour of learning and educational based ones, which might